Hey everybody, welcome back to another YouTube video. This is RCB, aka Rocket Catchin' Bob, and today I just wanted to take you through some of my trades, some of the tickers that moved, and explain overall market conditions and how it can affect the stocks on the day. So let's just start with how it opened up today. Let's just go over to SPY. Now, in previous videos, I talk about, overall market conditions, and I like to look at the SPY to really tell me how the day is going to go. Will there be a lot of buyers? Is there excitement? Is there going to be euphoria? Or is it going to be like disastrous, like low volume? No one's buying. People are pulling their money out. People are running for the hills, selling their mansions, selling the Lambos, etc. So last night or yesterday looks like it closed around 419, and this morning it opened at about 413, so down pretty big, right? So anytime you see a massive gap down like this, it's going to lead to some pretty slow movement, especially in the small cap world. And I feel like most people are looking at overall SPY markets to say, hey, is today exciting? Are we going to see a lot of good stuff? Or am I going to take the day off and just, go sit on the beach or something, or go back to my regular 9-to-5 job and just ignore what is happening today? So what you did see there is that SPY has just really gapped down, and it's showing weakness for overall market conditions. So we talked about that this morning, and we knew, hey, the top, I think, gapper of the day for small caps was around like 20-30%. So really wasn't much to kind of go on. So let me just talk to you about some of the plays that I had made today, and things I did good, things I did wrong. FF is one of those plays. This was a very, very low volume play. It started the day pretty much consolidating. I didn't even take a trade on this until somewhere around this area of 1290s to 13s. So I took an entry in this area saying, hey, I'm looking for 14s. How did I know? Let's look at the daily chart. So it looks like it actually dipped pretty far down, 1282 all the way down to 1116s. I saw that they had some dividend, or special dividend declaration down here on the news at 10:04. And I said to myself, well, people could actually buy that. Dividends are pretty good. Some people will buy the stock just because they're going to get, paid those dividends later. So after making that big dip, I was looking for a nice bounce. I said to myself, hey, 13s is kind of where this is topped out at, 1330s, if you're looking here on the chart. And I looked back a little further. I said, 14s to about 1450s was previous kind of resistance area. So I thought that was good enough to set as a target for just today, considering markets are pretty slow and weak overall, and just this in general isn't getting a lot of volume, as you can see down here at the bottom. There's really it's just slow. So it has actually got to 14 to hit my target perfectly. This was a stock that we called over on Twitch, so shout outs to you guys if you were checking out our live stream. We streamed from 8:30 until about lunch, and I know a lot of people did actually take some of this as a trade, and I hope that you guys took some profits along the way, and kudos if you did make some money on this. Something else we saw today was IHT, which is more of a real estate play, or a real estate sectored play. This was something that previously had ran, from about $4 all the way up to $6.50 on the previous day. And I just thought, hey, maybe today people come back to it and we get a push up to maybe, a little higher than yesterday. And we could see some more sympathy plays come off of this. So let me take you kind of through what I got here. So we saw it spike from about 430s all the way up to about 6s. Now it pretty much reset. I put my downtrend here because wicked out. And I just knew that it was going to reset, come back down a little further. Now, I didn't know it was going to kind of stop here at this range of about 525s or 530s. I just gave it a shot and said, I want to buy this dip and risk off 530s, which was the previous kind of like wicked low. And if it would have came back down further, then fantastic. I probably would have just scaled out of it, maybe added some more on the VWAP dip, hoping for maybe a bounce into a later day. But thankfully, when I did take this trade of about 530s, I alerted over on Atlas Trading Discord, and and then actually really bounced right back up into the high days, going up to 6s, where it had previously seen a lot of resistance back here looking left. Now, this should really tell you guys to always look left. It gives you all the hints. Everything you need to know is just going to be historical by looking left. It'll tell you all your answers. People are like, how do you know that's the target? How do you know that's where you should scale? Well, if you look left, you can kind of put the technicals in and have a good idea of what could happen. So in this regard, we got this push from 5.30s to $6. We got some scale outs here at 6s. And then it came back up and it tried to push it, but then there was weakness there. It couldn't push any further up. So in this candle here, we just kind of figured maybe it's not necessarily ready to make that run yet, and we're probably going to reset. So I actually drew kind of like this trend line upward, and I said to myself, you know, my last 25% of shares, if it can't actually go, then I'm going to just scale out if it breaks this trend line. So here's, you know, my first one was taking out 50% here. My second one was taking another 25, or just taking a 25. And then my third scale out was another 25. I took it pretty quickly because overall market conditions had been weak, and I just didn't want to get stuck in something that just became illiquid or couldn't hold a trend line. So that's kind of what my trade was on this one. It did try to come back to 6s again. It wicked pretty hard 3 or 4 times there, which is again showing some weakness. And then because of that weakness, here we go again, resetting back to at least VWAP here, or previous area of support. Which if you look left there, this isn't a perfect line or anything, but 530s was pretty much where we had bought it before, right? 525, 530s. This thing comes down exactly to what? 525, and then holds. Later on, it actually makes a big nice spike closer to about 210s, 213 in the afternoon, and makes a big jump from that 550s all the way to 8s. Now I missed this whole move, and what happened, or at least my strategy was, well, I missed this move, let me go find some sympathy plays. If you guys watch some videos on finviz.com, which we do have, of how to find your sympathies, you guys should definitely tune into that video. It helped me a lot. It helps me make money every day. So I went over to AHT and MDRR. So at this area about 210s where it was breaking out, if you see here, you know, 210s, 213s is around this area here. It actually made this big push from about 154 to 170. Yeah, it's just 10%. But 10% will change your account over time. So if you can watch that leader, or you see that thing take off and maybe you missed it, recently we've seen MDRR and AHT follow along pretty well with it. So let's kind of look back. So you guys remember looking at the IHT chart where we had this big spike end of day, right? Same idea here. I'll just show you real quick just in case you missed it. Previous day, right? And then today. So we'll go back to AHT again. So here we go, previous day. Nice little move there. And then today, nice spike on it, but not nearly as much as what we had anticipated. So I took actually a big chunk of shares here, thinking to myself, hey, this is going to push, not here, MDRR, sorry. I'm just showing you that both of them pretty much kind of matched up. So MDRR, AHT, IHT pretty much matched it. A lot of volume came in, and the lead dog was just really taking off and doing so well. And then this kind of got stuffed up at 170s. Unfortunately, while IHT continued to try to go, you just didn't really see a lot of people coming into the sympathies. And I think a lot of this is due to just overall market conditions. People pretty much peaced out for the day earlier this morning, and if you can learn anything from this video, you can pretty much learn that, you know, if the market's slower, you can't really rely on you know, things just going crazy, sympathy's always working, everyone running for the second play. And this is kind of just more of a reminder, because today I actually took a big position in this around 155s. I took some more around 160s. I mean, I was really thinking we're going to $2 today. So we got up to this 170s mark and really double topped. Couldn't really push it. And without IHT really falling down, this pretty much just fell back anyway and just showed major weakness. So in this regard, again, just learn that it's not always going to have to follow that lead dog. I took small losses today, even though I took some big size in MDRR. I was able to get out with some pretty decent, smaller loss instead of like a huge loss. AHT, let me show you guys that one real quick. So same thing here, previous day runner, and then later in the day of today when IHT ran, AHT tried to also do that kind of same move, and then it kind of just failed to make that run just the same, right? So if you learned anything today, I really hope it was that sympathy plays don't need to go whenever the lead dog does. Overall market conditions truly matter, and you guys are seeing it whenever I made that list of like, here's the top 5 things you need: being a top gainer, having news, having volume, overall market conditions, and it's a lower float. So it needs to have all 5 of those to have the best chance. If it's missing one of those, it'd be like a, kind of like a car missing one wheel. It's not going to go as far. It's not going to be as good as it would, last as long if it had, all the pieces necessary. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, leave us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel here. We're going to drop a lot more content to help you become better traders. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on any videos, and you'll know exactly when we publish those. And if you haven't checked us out already, we are live every day on twitch.tv/RocketCatchinBob. We go live from about 8:30 until about noonish, sometimes longer. So please come check us out there. We'd love to have you. Let's get better in the market. Let's make some more money. We'll see you guys on the next.